Hello, hello friends. Welcome to Create with Nancy and welcome to my craft studio. I welcome you to feel inspired, and so you go into your craft area and create. And then of course share those creations with others. It's all about sharing all these happy things that we create, so others can feel the same joy receiving them as we do making them for them. So again, I'm Nancy Thompson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I love sharing creativity with you. So come on in, say hello. I go live here on YouTube at 3 p.m. every Friday, as well as Wednesdays at 3 p.m. So I hope when you leave, if you're new, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when I'm going live. Once in a while I go do an impromptu thing. Like yesterday, I did an impromptu video yesterday, and we'll talk about that in just a second, because I showed how to make this adorable little card holder that kind of accessorizes the cards that we made on Wednesday. This is our Perennial Lavender Designer Paper that's in our current mini catalog, the January through April mini catalog of 2024. So it'll be expiring soon, and who knows when this paper will go away. It could sell out before the catalog ends. So I suggest, if you love this paper, to get it now. Okay, so hi Kathy, welcome. It was great seeing you today. It's all about creativity here. We had classes this morning, so lots of creating going on here in my studio. I think people left inspired, and Kathy was one of them. So Kathy, did you feel inspired when you left? So hi Carol, welcome. Yes, and welcome to March. So kind of came in like a lamb, I'm gonna say. So it kind of makes you nervous about the end of March, going out like a lion. I'd rather it come in like a lion and go out like a lamb, because it's going to be Easter weekend, I think, right? At the end of March. So, and just think, in another week or so, a little over a week, we turn the clocks ahead. Oh, it's going to be spring here before we even know it. Okay, let's get started. Today, we are doing a stack, cut, and shuffle technique. So there's lots of ways to do this. We are going to use 3 designer papers from the Perennial Lavender. We're all about lavender this week. So let's get started. I'm going to walk you through it. It's so easy to create these. And you know, there'll be a project sheet tutorial from the cards I did Wednesday in my newsletter. So I always forget to do this. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you go and subscribe to my newsletter at createwithnancy.com. You can subscribe to my blog posts there, and also the email newsletter, which is filled with tutorials and PDFs, and also what's happening with Stampin' Up! And also what's happening with me. So just try to keep up to date with all the news. So that's where you can go subscribe, is grab that newsletter. It doesn't come out weekly yet, so it's a little sporadic. At least twice a month it comes out, okay? Okay, so let's get started. So here are the 3 designs that I chose out of that Perennial Lavender. Here's the back side here. So it can be really, really versatile. So when I'm choosing my designs, I think this is way too busy, because I'm kind of coming up with a design sort of like this. You know, we're going to see bits and pieces of it, okay? So to me, that's way too much going on. So you kind of want like a solid, a not so busy, and then maybe one that's a little busier. So that's why I kind of chose these 3 right here. So we kind of have something that's kind of solid that picks up, you know, this is my busy one, okay? So, and then I kind of draw off from there. So start with your busy one and see what coordinates out of that designer pack to go with it. Usually you need at least 3. You could do 4, okay? designs as well. But today we're going to do 3. And stack, cut, and shuffle can be any which way that you want. There's a lot of different ways to create, and this one's going to be really easy to cut. So there's my design where I've got one that's kind of in between these two, really solid and not a lot going on. And this one's kind of like an in-between of these two. So play around with your designer paper. Generally, there is always something where you can get at least 3 of the designs that go together. Okay. Okay, so we are starting with a 3 3/4 inch by 5 inch piece of designer paper. And we've got the 3. They're all cut the same. So 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And you could make a different design. I just love this size to mat onto my cardstock. And the thing to do, we're going to stack them all together so that way they're all cut perfectly the same. So when you go to reassemble these, it's gonna look beautiful. Okay, oh Kathy, so glad you left inspired. And hi Donna, am I gonna see you for classes? Let me know. I miss seeing you. Okay, and I have something I need to get in the mail. I keep thinking I'm gonna see you for a class. So let me mute my phone. I apologize for that. Okay, so we are going to cut it on the long side first, okay? So what's my first measurement? 3 3/4. And as I say, this can be any measurement that you want. Just draw it out on some papers first if you want as to what you want your sections to be, okay? You can even try it on some scrap paper if you wanted to. Okay, so we're going to cut it off at 3 1/4, excuse me. All right, and I like to come down on it, okay? Sometimes when I'm coming up from here, it pulls it away from my cutter, from this guide right here. So when you come down, it kind of like is pushing your paper down against this guide. So when I'm cutting multiples like this, I like to come down on it, okay? So, and just before you move it, make sure that they've cut all the way through. You want a sharp blade, okay? So we're going to set that aside, okay? And we're going to bring it up, and also make sure your patterns, if they're directional, are all going the same direction as well. Okay? All right. So, and now our second cut. So there's only 2 cuts we're going to do. And this one is going to be 2 1/4. Okay? I could do it right directly in half, but I want a little bit of, I don't know, design to this. Okay? So I always like to make different measurements. I almost cut up from the bottom. So I put my cutter back up there. Double checking my measurements here, and by cutting them all 3, they're all gonna like shuffle together so well. Okay, that is totally it for cutting. So we have our pieces here, okay, and so I'm gonna start with this, okay? These are our 3 card bases, or 3 designs, okay? So now we start to shuffle, okay? So we're going to shuffle our cards, and it doesn't matter as long as you've got one of each one on each card, okay? And then this one, so we're missing this one right here, so that's going to go there, that one's going to go there, and that's going to go there. Look at that. We're already done shuffling, okay? And it just gives a little bit of texture to them. Okay, so next we're gonna, I'm gonna mat these onto, and you could do whatever color that you want. If you're using, I would choose a color that's out of this paper. Like if you're using different paper too, choose a color that you want to kind of bring it out. I'm gonna go with the crumb cake, okay? I could have done like Gorgeous Grape or even Highland Heather, but I don't know, I love the crumb cake with this. So we're going to start to glue, but maybe before that. So my cardstock here, the mat is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. So, and you're going to want to just try it out to make sure, to see how much outer spacing you want on the rim, because these just butt up against one another. Okay. I'm just double checking. Okay. So I'm just having a hint of that mat showing. If you want it a little bit larger, then go 4 inches by 5 1/4. but I like to have more of my card base showing. So you could even make this designer paper a little bit smaller if you wanted to go with a 1/4 inch, but I just love having a hint popping out. Okay, so who has made one of these before? Anybody? Have you done the stack, cut, and shuffle? Excuse me, I'm sure I have showcased this before, but not this type of design. I've done one at an angle. I've done one where they've been in force, I believe, but I don't think I've done 3 like this before. And these 3 cards will fit in that gorgeous pouch that we made yesterday, okay? So it could be continuing on with making another gift. So I'm a little scrunched here, so I'm okay if I overlap that middle seam because we're going to cover that middle seam up. All right, and that's totally fine. Just use your judgment that you want. But just make sure these 2. There. Okay, look at that. One totally done. So let's keep moving on. As I say, this is a quick way to add a bunch of cards to your card stash. So you have stuff on hand. You could even get them all made up and then maybe leave the greeting off. So that way when you're ready and you want it, because it's easy to leave a greeting off for this card. Okay. So we'll get to that and I'll show you the greeting. Because you could just you could pre-stamp a few or it could always be a hello card or a thinking of you or something. I don't know. Because sometimes you always just seem to have everything but what you truly, truly need. Okay, this one's buttoned up okay. Here we go. And then this. I love the colors in this paper. We've got Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, that Starry Sky, which is retiring. You can see the hint of starry sky in these flowers. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit too. Okay, let's see. Let me zoom in here a little bit. I got glue on my finger. There we go. I think that's better. Okay, so there's card number 2 done. And then finish up this 3rd one. And I love making those pouches to put these in. And, you know, you could reverse it and put this up at the top and the other, but I like this smaller piece at the bottom. That's my preference. Let's add this. And then there's Pretty Peacock in here, Lost Lagoon. What else? I think I said Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape. They don't list Crumb Cake, but it's kind of like a little bit softer, lighter than Crumb Cake. See, that one fit up great. The seam just butts right up to that. So, okay. So we have a gorgeous day here in central New York. The sun is shining. The temperatures are warmer because yesterday it was like a blizzard here. It's hard to believe that we had like 20-degree temperature and snowing and blowing. So, okay, so there we go. So we've got 3 there. So let's pull in. We're going to cover up our seam with this Gorgeous Grape cardstock. It just kind of adds a little bit of contrast to it. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue down both sides of this seam. All right. And I'm going to we're going to trim this, okay? I should be using grid paper, but I don't have it in front of me. So let's just trim this off. Or you could cut it exact. Sometimes I just love to just trim it like that. Okay, so we've got there's one. And then let's do this. And let's do this. Here we go. Whoops. And then do this. See, you can do things like in steps here and quickly create a whole bunch of cards here. So, okay, how's everybody liking this so far? Don't you feel like you can easily replicate this? Okay, let's do this and this. All right, we're gonna flip this over and we're gonna add some dimensionals so we can add it to our card base. We're gonna use some Highland Heather, okay? And I didn't even score anything because I really kind of wanted you to see. The only thing I've done is cut a little bit of cardstock, and you can see how quick it is to create these 3 cards, okay? Let's see. You could always, I never pre-score my cardstock, but you could. Here we go. Okay, we've got our card bases, so let's get some dimensionals, which I did not grab. Here we go. Good thing I have stuff handy, right? I've got this handy dandy little rack here that I keep all some of my supplies on. Okay, there we go. So, okay. So really, this could be done with so many different designer papers, stamp sets, whatever theme you'd like it to be. It's easy and it's quick. Okay, one almost done. Gotta put a greeting on. I didn't even stamp greetings. How good is that? And if you use a punch, so this strip is 3/4 inch wide, and I did run it through the basic 3D embossing folder, the crosshatch one. You guys see the detail on there? I did that, so that helps, I think, add a little texture to your card front. Don't you just love these colors? I think they're just so nice. Okay. I had a little something on my card base, and I'm glad that covered it up. Okay, so we've got our white inserts, okay, and I'm going to add just a little strip of designer paper because these are going to be just a kind of thinking of you type card, okay. We'll just, and liquid glue is okay to sit. It's okay if it starts to dry out on you, because it turns in kind of like a glue dot and a little less mess. Okay, so I just took some of this designer paper, this pattern right here, and just cut that. I guess we're just a little bit longer than what we need. So there's one. Okay. And there's 2. And just making sure my paper is going the right way, and there's 3. Okay, and just make sure it's even along the bottom. Do that before it sets up too much. Okay, that looks really good. And then we'll just flip it over, and we're going to just give this a little trim to get rid of that excess piece there. And this was, I do about 5/8 inches. Now we're going to add this to another piece of crumb cake so we can layer the inside of our card. Okay. All right, there's one. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I like the crumb cake. There's that. It just frames it, the white. It just makes the inside look as good as the front, I think. So, okay, nobody's got any questions today? You guys are quiet. Quiet as a mouse. So, Yeah, it's time for some spring cards, I guess. I don't know what we're doing next week. I haven't thought about it. Okay, let's see. I gotta think what I'm doing here. There's 1, 2, and then our final one. So I may be adding some other dates to my class lineup, so stay tuned for the next newsletter for that, okay? There are more already set for March if you're local to me. I gotta take time and start getting something set up on my website so I can offer classes to go. So if you're not local to me, because this would definitely be a class. I like to repurpose. Yes, this will definitely be a class coming up. Okay. Sure it's straight. There we go. Okay, look at that. 3 cards already done. Look at the different, you know, they all have their own like similar, you know, you just alternate the different spots that the designer paper go into. Okay, so I'm loving this stamp from the Crafting. I'm trying to remember what the name of the bundle is. Crafting with You stamp set, sending you a handmade hug. So because I just have so many thinking of yous that I need to send out. I need to do more of these, and even if it's just sending you a hug, because you know I haven't seen you in a while, right? Okay, there's 1. Okay, that came out great. Here's another. Okay, there's 2 and 3. Okay, there we go. Let's cover up our ink pad before we get into trouble, right? I'm going to flip these over and let's add some dimensionals. This is where you get down to this part and you're like, huh, I'm almost done here. So, okay. Let's see. I can't believe it's Friday already. Thank goodness. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I've got, I don't know, just a lot of design work I need to finish up. Get ready for my team meeting, which is coming up another couple weeks. I like to just be on top of things, be ahead of the game for once. So that's what I'm doing, is working on some team stuff for our next meeting. So, because we always do some type of make and takes, and hopefully I get it in the mail to you, Carol, so you have it in time to follow along. So, okay, let's add some bling, and I did already pre-tie some linen thread bows. I did 16 inches and doubled it, so it's a double bow. I like the linen thread with this set of cards. Just put it over here on the edge. You can really put it anywhere that you want. I did some bow tying last night. I need to do more of these. My stash. I like to have a stash, you know? Don't you love to have a stash of bows? So that way when you're just creating, you just go and you're done with it, and it makes that card making so simple. This is a great way. Just sit down when you're watching TV and create bows. Take a few spools of ribbon and make up a ton. That's what I do. Just make them up. But then don't forget to reorder ribbon when you run out. Okay, let's give these a little bit of a haircut. There's 1, and then we're going to add some bling. Okay, there's 2 and 3. Okay, we're almost done here. Bling. So this is the purple fine shimmer gems, which I love. All right, where's my other ones? I need whoops, here's some right here. Okay, good. Phew. I've been using these a lot. Let's open up a package. I mean, they go a long ways. I don't think there's these berry burst ones. I think I want the dark purple. So let's grab our take your pick tool, because this is perfect to work with this. And I open up the end of my package, the side, and that way they just kind of slide in and out. Okay, so we're going to put a big one here. Come on, let's pick up a large one of these in each of the centers. Okay, and then we'll take the smaller ones and just go opposite. There we go. And we could alternate. We could do dark and then the light as well. Let's see. I didn't get that on very straight. There we go. Yeah, and this is just a simple way to do this. There we go. We are finished. Finico. Let's move that out of the way. All right, what do you guys think? Did you love that? And then, of course, we have coordinated envelopes that I did with this designer paper right there. And there you go. I hope you love these. Let me show you the other set. So as I talked at the beginning of the thing, this card holder would be perfect to set these 3 cards in, you know, create and make a pocket for them to put these as a gift. So these would fit in as well. They fit a little tighter because there's a lot more cardstock on them than this one. I don't know, for some reason it feels tighter because I tied the ribbon around these, and these fit in really nice and loose. These were a little tight. So my hint is that you put your cards in here before you tie your ribbon, because you can, you know, this expands with the pleat there in the side, so it can expand it and accommodate. So here's another set of designs right here that would work as well. So this one I use the deep, the gorgeous grape, and then these purple and white patterns right there, and then this one down here. So these aren't really really busy patterns, but I think they complement each other really, really well for that. And did I do? I think I have one more. I do. See, this one's really tight. I might have to retie the ribbon. Almost can't get it out. There we go. So let's look at this. I think I will have to retie that ribbon. So this one's on Pretty Peacock, and isn't that just gorgeous? You know, with this pattern as well. So I think they just are really gorgeous to use. All right, so that is it. They were not biting me in the beginning, but love. Oh, you weren't loving them, but you love them now. Thank you, Miss Donna. Oh, I mean, you could really do these with so many other designer paper, the Stack, Cut, and Shuffle. So, hi, Betty. Hi, Shirley. Welcome. All right, am I missing anybody to say hello to? I think I got everybody. So let me just get rid of that. I hit that exactly. Okay, so Betty, you've already made them? Oh, yay. Oh, I'm so glad. These holders are kind of like addicting, I think. Once you start making them, they're so easy to make, and a great way to give a little gift to somebody that you want to show that you care about them. So, okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today. I so appreciate you. Remember, you can head to my website at createwithnancy.com and hit the Shop Now button if there's anything that you need. And don't forget, I think next week, oh, I forgot the most important thing. These are going to be my thank you gift for March. For anybody who does a $50 or more order, you'll get a set of 3 Stack, Shut, and Cut, 3 or 6. I haven't decided on that. stack, I think it's 3, a set of 3 cards for the stack, cut, and shuffle. Okay, so you can create your own at home. So it's really easy to do. You just need your stamps, an embossing folder, and some adhesives. So I'll have more details about this in my newsletter, okay? Okay, and this will also be an upcoming class as well. You'll be able to choose your paper at class, you know, which color combination you would like to use. So, okay, have an awesome weekend, and I so appreciate you for joining me in today. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, because I'm here to help you with whatever. Even it doesn't have to be something about ordering. It could be something about your stamping. Is there something you're having trouble with? Or maybe you need some inspiration, whatever it is, you know, feel free to reach out to me anytime. So have a great weekend, everybody, and we will see you next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Bye-bye.